Yerp. What's goody team? What's goody team? What's goody team? Welcome to tonight's isolation session for October 14th, 2025. Hope everyone had a good day so far. Hope everyone had a good trading day. As always, we'll just give everybody another 3 minutes to join at 7:05. We will get started. But again, as always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Anything that's not making sense, any specific pairs you guys want me to go over, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. The pairs we're going to be going over in specific are the ones that you see on the right hand side with the red flag next to their name, starting off with AUD-USD and finishing off with US oil. Again, we will be going in order from the top to the bottom, so if there's a pair that you guys want me to go over that's on the list, we will go over it. Again, if there's a pair that's not on our list that you want me to go over, just let me know and we'll do those at the end of the stream. Had TP hit today from a trade that I took yesterday. I held it through the session, which I normally don't do, but obviously based on price action and understanding that we had a federal holiday on Monday, price was just going to consolidate. So price tapped into my entry zone, followed all the rules that it had to follow, and we'll go over it. It was a US oil trade. We'll go over it once we get to that pair. We'll break it down, talk about it, what I was looking at, and we'll go on from there. So again, just going to give about another 2 minutes to join. 7:05 we will get started. For the people who are going to be watching the recording, again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave any questions down in the comment section. If you're not comfortable leaving questions in the comment section, then go ahead and you can message me on Discord, you can message me on X, Instagram, wherever you guys feel the most comfortable. Should be a pretty quick session, guys. Shouldn't take us longer than 45 minutes, maybe to an hour. Again, this is a pretty repetitive stream for those who watch every single day, but that's what trading is at the end of the day, right? Trading is repetitive. You're looking for the exact same things to happen every single time you step up onto the chart and you're looking for an entry. So the reality of trading, this shit is mad boring, man. It is boring. I'm not gonna be one here to say this is the most fun thing you'll do. No. If there's a trade, cool. It's not fun. If there's no trades, cool. It just makes it a lot less fun, right? So it's for the most part, a lot of the pairs, again, they're the same conversation we had on Sunday with the weekly market breakdown is the same conversation that we have on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays, right? So there's nothing new. So if there's not anything new to talk about, then we'll just continue on. We'll speak about the most important things on the charts, which there's a lot of things to cover and a lot of things to talk about today. So we'll try to get through this fairly quick, especially for those thinking about those who watch the recording before the live trading sessions in the morning. I don't want you guys to be just bored out of your mind for 2, 3 hours, 4 hours before the trade session. So we'll keep it simple. So let's get started. I gave everybody a few minutes to join. So if you guys missed the first session, you could always go, or the first pairs, you guys could always go back, watch the recording, or again, ask questions if you want me to go back and talk about a specific pair. Feel free to just let me know. So AU, we know that currently we're still in an overall downtrend, right? We're currently in the start of the level 3 push, the last and final push that we're looking for price to reach our previous peak lows down at these lows, right? So we had push number 1, first zone of consolidation, push number 2, second zone of consolidation, and then the start of push number 3 that gave us the break of structure of the zone of consolidation that gave us the lower low. And now we're just looking for a lower high to be set, right? So we know that we have a nice potential lower high, and what we're looking for now on the lower time frames is for price to start giving us lower lows and lower highs, right? And as we explained yesterday, we understood that on the 4-hour time frame we're still on an uptrend, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, and we were looking for this higher low to be set on the engulfing candle, right? This is our first point of interest as to where price is just going to continue this uptrend push, right? And as this engulfing candle was tapped into, price also printed another engulfing candle, but it's not valid because the red candle does not have a top wick, right? So, but price did exactly what it needed to do. It went down. Not only did it go down and tap into our daily engulfing candle, and then went right back up to the top side, but we also understood that these short positions for the early Asia session, London session traders, which is most likely just the Asia session traders, right? Because London session is when price came back up. We were expecting price to come down and fill the 30-minute gap that we had at the low. So price did exactly what it needed to do. So let's delete this here. We know that we are now trading between this 30-minute high over here, which is the lower high point that price gave us, and then price gave us another lower low point over here. So currently on the 30-minute, we're still on a downtrend, right? But understanding the fact that on the 4-hour time frame, daily time frame, price is still on an uptrend. Price just gave us a higher low on the 4-hour time frame. Our confirmation, to kind of make this a little bit more simple for those who don't really understand how to connect external and internal time frame structure, our confirmation that price is going to continue this uptrend push is going to be once the 30-minute time frame flips from being downtrending, right, lower low, lower high, lower low. Once we start seeing higher highs and higher lows, once we get the change of character, once we get the break of structure, that's when we know that the trend has shifted from this 30-minute internal downtrend up to the uptrend on the 30-minute. And this is where we'll be expecting price, because again, we have 2 points of interest as to where this lower high could be set. It was either on the 800 EMA or for price to come up and fill this 30-minute gap at these highs. So still got a little bit to go. If price decides to continue this downtrend push, then perfect, right? My confirmations to start looking for price to go down, to start looking for these short positions, is going to be once price breaks down our 4-hour low. Once we get price to break below our 4-hour low, which again, everything is color coordinated on our charts, 30-minute highs and lows are red, 4-hour is blue, daily time frame is gray. So once we start downtrending on the 4-hour time frame as well, that's when I'll start looking to take the trade to go back down to the bottom. Because again, history repeats itself when we look at the chart, right? If we notice a few months ago, back at the end of July going into August, right, price did the exact same thing. It gave us a change of character, and it never gave us a valid break. It just gave us the inducement. So it's the same thing that's going on now, right? This was on the 4-hour time frame. Same thing is happening now. Same exact thing. So we want to be patient. We want to wait for price to give us the change and the break before we start looking to take these trades. So right now for AU, let's just update the 30-minute time frame. We know we have a day of drop, no continuations. We're still in the lower low and lower high, which is good. But we'll wait this out just a little bit longer before we start taking any trades. AUD CAD, we're in the first zone of consolidation on a downtrend, which is A1, where price has been rejecting highs and rejecting lows. Last time we rejected lows, price came right back to the top side. We're still on an uptrend on the 4-hour. We're still on an uptrend on the daily, 30-minute time frame. Right, there's nothing really to talk about on the 4-hour. Let's go to the 30-minute time frame. Very similar to AU. We know we had this gap at the bottom of the market. Price had given us a change of character down to the bottom side. We were looking for price to give us a valid break of these lows for us to then start looking for these short positions for the rest of the week. And what did price do instead? It gave us an inducement of the low once we filled the gap. So still have to wait for price to give us that valid break. Once we get those valid break of the lows, that's when I'll start looking to take the trade. Internal time frame on the 5-minute was beautiful. Gave us a change of character, gave us a break of structure, gave us a retest, gave us that third and final push down to the bottom, right? We had push 1, push 2, push 3 that gave us the inducement, and this is where price turned back around. So AUD CAD will be patient. Nothing really to speak about there. Once we get that valid break, that's when I'll start looking to take those trades. Euro AUD, we are in level 3 on an uptrend. Once again, we have the double bottom, push 1, push 2, and then we have the start of push number 3 where we are expecting price to reach our previous peak highs at these highs over here. So once again, once we go down to the 4-hour time frame now, we can see that we're in a little zone of consolidation where price has been rejecting lows and rejecting highs for the last couple weeks, right? Last couple months, right? Back in June is when the zone of consolidation was created. So we came back to the lows, rejected the lows, came back to the top side, and again, pretty much very similar to the other pairs, just inversed. Price gave us a lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high change of character. Price came down, gave us a higher low. We had this gap at the top of the market. Price came up, filled that gap on the 30-minute, gave us an inducement of the high. So we still don't have a valid break after the change of character. So once again, for me to start looking for these long-term positions to continue the push to the top side, I need to see price give me a valid break of these highs. Without this valid break, I cannot take a trade, especially when we're looking at candlestick analysis. When you start seeing how many exhaustion candles have been printed at these highs, this is already a clean indication that, hey, price isn't going to push higher right now. Just got to be patient. All these exhaustion candles at the highs, we know price is going to come back down. So EA will be patient. Once we get that valid break on EA, that's when I'll start looking to take these trades. For EURUSD, daily time frame, we know that we are currently in previous peak high territories. We're in the previous peak highs. We know that we're still on an uptrend. Price is currently still sitting at the higher highs that we've been in for the last couple weeks. On the 4-hour time frame, price has given us higher high, higher low, higher high, came back down to these lows, gave us a higher low. So now what I'm looking for on EURUSD, on the 30-minute, I'm looking for those valid breaks of the 30-minute highs. We had the lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high, higher low. Price came up and gave us a higher high. However, we did not get a valid break of these highs just yet. Right? Now again, what is a valid break? A valid break is not just one candle printing above the BOS line. This is still a testing candle. What I want to see after this green candle is another green candle that closes above the wick. And we can see that the next green candle closed above, but it did not close above the wick. It closed right below. And we had another green candle that did not close above. It closed right on it. So currently right now on EURUSD, I still don't have a valid break. So this is still for me a very low probability trade to take. What I do like about EURUSD, which is what we've been looking at for a lot of pairs this week, we still have this gap at the top of the market. So again, I'll be waiting for price to give us a valid break. Once we get that valid break of these highs, then I'll start looking to take these trades to go back up to the top side to fill these gaps at the top of the market. So EURUSD just got to be patient. Wait for those candles to print. Wait for that valid break to be given. Once we get that valid break, that's when I'll start looking to take trades again on EURUSD to go back to the top side. So just got to be a little patient. I'm not going to update the 30-minute highs just yet. I'm going to keep it like this. And we'll update it tomorrow morning if we get that valid break. If we don't get the valid break, then we'll just continue to keep that 30-minute high there until structure gets broken. For EURUSD, very similar to GU, right? We know that we are in level 2 on an uptrend. We're currently trading at the higher highs of these highs. And we know that price just gave us a little zone of consolidation where we've just been trapping traders left and right. All the traders who think price is going to go down, you get your stop losses get hit. All the traders thinking price is going to go up, stop losses get hit. 4-hour time frame, we're still on an uptrend. Daily time frame, we're still on an uptrend. 30-minute time frame, we're still on a downtrend. Price is still giving us lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave us a lower high, came to the lows, gave us an inducement of the low, right? And then as soon as we got the inducement of the low, this is where price turned around and came back to the top side. Now again, what I'm going to be waiting for on EU, there's two things that I kind of want to speak about when it comes to EU. So the number one thing is, you know, when we're trading lower lows and lower highs, right? Of course, I'm comfortable taking a buy position at the lower low to go back into the lower highs, right? 100%, it makes sense. However, taking a buy position in these areas where price has already rejected before doesn't make any sense. So yes, even though on the 5-minute we have the change of character and we could potentially get this break of structure here, why wouldn't I take this position? Is simply because, again, do not get confused with the structure. We're still trading lower low, lower high, lower low. So could this be the lower high to continue into the lower low? For sure. Could this be the lower high to go into the lower low? For sure. So I'm only going to start looking to take these trades back to the top side to fill this gap once we see this. Once we get the change of character, higher high, higher low, and once we get the break of structure, higher high, higher low, this is where I'll start looking to get in to take the trades back to the top side. So with Euro USD, I'm going to be a little bit more patient, right? Any trades you guys take here going long on EU, high risk. It's very high risk. You're taking a buy position when price is still making lower lows and lower highs. It doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense. So we'll be patient with EU. On to the next pair. Told you guys it's gonna be quick. Right? Yesterday's session was really good. There was a lot to talk about in yesterday's session, especially if you're trading Asia session. If you traded Asia session, you are golden with every single pair that was on our watch list yesterday. Every single pair that we talked about went straight to TP. Every single pair. Right, GA, we're in peak high territory. We're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. We made a lower low. Price gave us a daily engulfing candle. 4-hour time frame, we started going down into like a little downtrend. Right, and then on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us a change of character, higher high, higher low. Price came up, filled the gap that we were looking for at the beginning of the week, and as soon as price gave us that gap fill, came up, induced the 30-minute highs. It did not give us a valid break, and then just started melting back down to the bottom. So again, very similar to the other pairs. If I don't get a valid break of these highs, I am not taking a trade, especially on a pair like GA where we're in peak high territory. So we'll be patient with GA. Once we get that valid break, that's when I'll start looking to take those trades again. For GCAD, daily time frame, we are still in level 3 on an uptrend, expecting price to reach our previous peak highs up here at these highs. We know that yes, we're still in an uptrend, but instead of price giving us a simple higher high, higher low, higher high, it decided to give us a zone of consolidation where price has been rejecting these highs and rejecting the lows in the middle of the zone of consolidation. We have 2 months of rise, this month being the 3rd month. Price opened, gave us that 3rd month push, came right back down to the bottom. On the 4-hour time frame, nothing really to talk about except the fact that we're still in the zone of consolidation. And on the 30-minute time frame, once again, structure on the 30-minute time frame, kind of ass. Right, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low change of character. Price never broke these lows. Price hasn't broken these highs. All the structure that you guys see here between the 30-minute high and 30-minute low is just internal time frame structure, right? Which in essence is just 5-minute structure. 5-minute, we had the change of character, we had the break of structure, we had the retest at the beginning of the Asia session. We had 2 days of rise. Price gave us that 3rd push to the top side, and we ended up finishing off the day on a 3rd day rise no net. Now, could we expect price to give us a 4th day variation? The answer, could we be expecting it? I'm not expecting it. Why? Because again, where are we trading in GCAD? We're at the top of the zone of consolidation, where price has already tapped into these highs multiple times, gave us exhaustion candles multiple times, especially during this time. Price gave us multiple exhaustion candles and came right back down to the bottom. So am I expecting that 3rd push, the 4th day push, that 4th day variation on GCAD? I'm not. Right? Price did give us a little change of character on the 5-minute time frame as well. So back down to the bottom. So we'll be patient with it. Right? If we wake up tomorrow morning and price gives us a nice little entry, then we'll see it. But for right now, I am hands off on GCAD. Gonna be patient with it. As soon as we start trending again, that's when I'll start looking to take trades. But price did exactly what it needed to do. GJ is another one. Right? We still have these gaps at the bottom that was given last week for the last week open. For GJ on the daily time frame, we know that still overall we're on an uptrend. Price is still higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And instead of giving us a simple higher low back into a higher high, decided to give us a zone of consolidation, where price finally gave us a break of that zone of consolidation. Following the break, price gave us a gap at the bottom of the market. So essentially what this is just price trending higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and we're just looking for a higher low point. Nothing really to talk about on the 4-hour time frame, so we'll just go back down into the 30. On the 30-minute, price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low, lower high, and it did give us a valid break of these lows, and it gave us a lower low. So for GU, could we be looking for price to continue this downtrend push? Absolutely. It's looking good. Now, the only thing I don't like about GJ and where price is at and what price is currently doing, price respected the 800 EMA and gave us exhaustion candles at the lows. So just having those two confirmations, right? The 800 EMA and having the confirmation of the fact that price printed these exhaustion candles, it's already giving us a little confirmation like, hey, be careful taking these short positions right now. Be careful taking these short positions. Price can respect the 800 EMA. Price already gave us exhaustion candles. Those are two clean indications that price may not go back down to the bottom. But again, what we will be looking for is very simple. As soon as the internal time frame, which in this case is going to be the 5-minute time frame, we could still see price giving us lower low, lower high, lower low. It gave us a little push here. And then it gave us a change of character, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? So we're still on an uptrend. As soon as price gives us the confirmation and gives us a change of character, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, this is where I'll start looking to take those trades back down to the bottom. And again, I am targeting for GJ, not just in one move. We have a lot of pips to play with. A lot of pips to play with. Think about it. If we catch a trade going short somewhere in these areas, right? We have 345 pips to play with. Price is not going to move 345 pips in a day. I guarantee you that. We could do the calculation, right? 200 pips in one day. Then we had the news day on Monday that gave us 100 pips. Then we have another day that gave us 200 pips flat, right? 195, 197. We have another day that gave us 150 pips. We have another day that gave us 150 pips. We have another day that gave us 190 pips. We have another day that gave us 260 pips, right? That was with a gap, so that doesn't really count. But regardless, you guys see the common theme. Price isn't going to give you the entry and give you 300 pips in one day, unless there's FOMC or crazy news that comes out, right? GJ moves on average 159 pips a day, meaning I'm okay with missing the first move. I'm okay with missing the second move. I'm okay with missing the third move. But best believe I'll be catching one move at least to go back into these gaps. The same way you guys have seen me do it this entire week. We did it with EURUSD. We did it with US oil. Right? So it's just a constant rinse and repeat on the charts. When you're taking trades, just rinse and repeat your trading strategy. It's going to work out. You just have to be patient. What's good, Kendall? 800 EMA? Yep, on GJ we have the 800. So just going to be patient with GJ, right? If I decide to wait another day for price to break below the 800 EMA to give us a stronger confirmation that price will go down, then that's what it's going to be. It is what it is, right? So we'll be patient with GJ, but GJ is definitely one on the watch list for the rest of this week up until we fill that gap up at the bottom of the market. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. Kind of went through this quick since we didn't really have anybody in the chat, man. Told you guys, if I could do these sessions on my own and I would just update my charts by myself, I'll be done in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So use this time wisely, ask questions, anything at all, guys, just let me know. Anything you guys want me to repeat, go over, talk about. If you have a question, well, why? Why is the 800 EMA? Or why is this? Why is that? Ask the questions. Ask the questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Yeah, I was expecting you to be still talk. What? I was expecting you to still be talking. Usually that's how it goes, but now nobody wanted to fucking keep me company, man. It's all good. And, you know, I'm a little crazy. I'm a little schizophrenic, so, you know, I could talk to myself, but it's a little boring. Sometimes. I do it. So GU, again, very similar to... E was here an hour early, bruh. That motherfucker's not locked. Or I should say, he is too locked. He was here an hour early. As soon as the link was posted, I'm like, yo, stream's not even on. I do it too. You're not alone. Thank you, man. Some great reassert. Whoa, that's some great reassurance. Yo, I finally got my Chinese food today. I told the fucking Chinese man. It's like, yo, false advertisement. This is the second time I come on a Sunday. You guys are closed, and your fucking shit says you're open 7 days a week, and you even have a sign outside, open 7 days a week. He started laughing. Like, huh? Why are you laughing? I told him, like, well, this is not a laughing matter, sir. You're I wanted fucking Chinese food on Sunday, and instead I got Wawa. Like, yo, what a fucking change of pace. Got a sub instead of getting Chinese food, man. You speaking iRobot? I don't know anything about no iRobot, man. What you get? Ooh, I got vegetable lo mein, and I got some what's shit called? Spring rolls. And then I got a fortune cookie that said that something about making plays in sports or some shit. Like, yo, do you know who I am? If I get accepted into the school, I'm gonna go back and play football. University of Alabama, hell yeah, hell yeah. I'll be the first one there cheering for you, bro. Front row. Kendall, please. Kendall, please. Shake my hand. I'm a big fan. It's crazy that was a fortune cookie. Yo, my fortune cookies be talking about everybody else's fortunes but mine. It's kind of insane. Day one or D1 day trader. D1 meat writer is what you are. I'll sign your cheeks. Alright, bro. So GU, again, very similar to EU. We're in level 2 on an uptrend. We're still trading at the higher highs where price just is giving us a zone of consolidation where price is rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, going back down to the lows. So, very simple. Whoa. Who whispered in my ear? Yo, what's good, Mac? My bad, I'm doing the session right now.
Oh shit, my bad.
You good. Um, Price on the 4 hour gave us higher highs, higher highs, came back down, gave us a change of character, lower low to the bottom, gave us a lower high, and we're on the push back down to the lower lows. 30-minute time frame, we're also still just on a downtrend. Price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, gave us a lower low at the end of the week, gave us the lower high, and then today price came down, gave us an inducement of the low, gave us another lower low point. I'm still not going to mark this as a lower low just yet. I'm going to wait it out. If price decides to come up and give us a change of character to these top sides, then I'll switch it over. But for right now, still have to wait for price to turn around. Once we start making higher highs and higher lows, that's when I'll start looking to take these trades again. Emmanuel, UJ buys. I got you. We'll do the since I don't have UJ on my list. We'll do it at the end of the session. But we're almost done. It shouldn't be longer than 5-7 minutes. I got you with UJ. We'll do it after we're done with these pairs. Um, I got a question. I'm a joint card. Alright, bet. You said you are the fortune. That's kind of weird, bro. Little sus. Joint cord. I got you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yo.
So he did his like over the weekend, right?
Right.
And he was going over like his structure, right?
Right.
So for example, with that GU with the GU chart that Tuba just on, right?
Uh-huh.
So he marked off the fucking the high that gave the push of like the break
This high here.
compared uh on the 4 hour structure,
Oh.
not the 30 minute, the 4 hour. Because you're on GU.
Yeah, you
I'm
said
talking
GU.
about, oh yeah, the 4 hour though.
I got you.
Yeah, like he would mark off um the lower high that gave us the change of character. Well,
This
not
one
really the
here.
lower. Uh, no, to the right. That one, yeah,
This one.
the one that you're circling. that has like the no net.
Oh, okay, this one. My
Oh,
bad. You're on a delay. My
it's
bad. Okay.
delayed. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
why he did that, but sure. Okay.
And like the way that he explained it was like that was the last high that gave the push,
That gave the push, right?
right? Compared to compared to the initial high that we have marked off,
Right.
right? And yeah. So like the question is like, I know what he's saying because it was like that with like another AU pair, but
Mhm.
like I kind of wanted to see like what you had thought about that because like I kind of see what he's saying because I think it was an AU example. How the fuck's the echo on?
It's probably because your shit's mad loud on my side.
Oh, let me. Oh no, I have you loud. All right. Like I know what he's saying because like there was another example on AU where like price had an initial high, but it wasn't the high that gave us the push. Like price that came down gave us
Right,
an
right.
inducement, then it gave us the push.
Mhm.
So like, what's your take on that?
Um, no, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not wrong. That's why I have this line here. I don't know if you can see it, the green line. I have it for that
Yeah,
initial push. But again, when I'm looking at market structure, like, it's the same thing that happened here, right? Like, if we were to mark this here as the highs, right? And we're looking at market structure, how many people you think took this trade? Because, oh, break of structure, right? How many people you think took this trade after price gave you the break retest? How many people you think were stuck in these buy positions straight to stop
straight
loss?
to stop loss.
Right? Because it's like understanding, like, yeah, this is, again, it's just a point of interest. And you always hear me
Right,
talking about it, right? 'Cause that was one thing you always said, like, oh, what was that one rule, like, the last high before the break? Like, it is a point of interest where we're expecting price, where we could potentially look for an entry to continue, right? Or like a flip zone. This is the reason
right,
I have it marked. But when it
right.
comes to structure, it's like, how am I gonna feel comfortable taking a buy position when we understand that the real structure is higher high? I'm circling it here, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us the lower low. So understanding that, yes, one could argue and do all the other shit, but the facts is here on the charts. Like, this fucking push to the top side that gave you a fake break of these highs was just another lower high point, right? And once price gave us this lower high, what did price start doing on the internal time frame? It was lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low,
Yeah, I mean, like
right? So
the shoulder hit shoulder, like the setting up.
on here as well, yeah, on GU at these highs,
Yeah,
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 exactly. So it's just like, again, I don't know what to say. Like, it's just, whenever E has some shit marked on his chart, there's a reason for it. And again, there's a reason why we have these highs marked here. It's just, when we're speaking of market structure, I'm not gonna confuse everybody and say, yeah, this is part of it. Because again, even when we're looking at the rules initially, like, I'm not gonna mark this as lower low, lower high, lower low, because we never got a real break on the regardless on the 4 hour. You're not looking on the 30 minute, right? When you're looking at structure on the 30 minute, yeah, if you have a wick, you could mark it up as lower low, lower high, lower low. But on the 4 hour time frame, even in order for us to say that this is lower low, lower high, lower low, we need to see an actual body close below the 4 hour.
right,
Right? On the 4 hour and on the daily time frame, you want to see that body. If it's just a wick, I'm not there's no point, because that's just all internal
right,
time frame.
exactly.
So it's just the way I mark up my charts, again, it's for me to really see high probability and low. And we could even go back to the trade that he took earlier this week on what was he, AU or EU, which is again
It
a
was
very
AU,
aggressive trade. And I'm sure that he
AU.
knows that. I don't even have to say this out loud. Like, I'm sure that he knows this. But it's like, why would you put completely different situation? I just want to put that out there as well. Completely different situation. But the question always stems, why am I going to put myself in a position to take a bullshit trade? It's just that simple. Like, you have to remember, E is at home all fucking day, man. Motherfucker lives on the beach. Like, he's playing Call of Duty at 2, 3 in the morning. Look at his charts. I don't do that.
What the fuck?
I don't do that. So for him taking a high risk trade, it's okay because he's going to babysit it. But if you go look at a regular person who trading yet isn't the only thing they do in their life, People who still go to work, people who still go to school, people who are not up at the fucking devil time at 2, 3 in the morning, you're not gonna be able to take a trade like how I trade, right? I take a trade, I place my stop loss, I take my TP, and I go on about my day. Because we know TP is gonna be hit. Because I know that the trades that I'm taking are high probability trades. But if I start to mark my charts how E has it, very aggressive. And he always says this. He's an aggressive trader because his lifestyle allows him to be that type of trader.
Right.
His lifestyle allows him to take a trade like he took in the beginning of the week and just babysit it. And then as soon as price rejects, he's getting out of the trade. But if you don't have that accessibility to look at the charts 24 hours a day, it's not gonna work out. You're gonna think it's straight to TP, and then shit's gonna reverse on you. And what happens? You're talking to your boss. You're at work. You can't close the trade out. You're not bringing the attention to the chart that you need to have to be able to trade aggressively.
Right.
So that's the reason why, again, my charts, yes, I still mark it up as, aggressive. Again, that's the reason I have that green line there, is because I know that, okay, this could be a potential place where we could start looking for price to continue the push to the top side.
Right.
But understanding that there's two ways to look at it, conservative and aggressive, I'm going to use the most safest route, which is understanding that on the 4-hour time frame, even if you look at the chart, this doesn't even make sense. Like this is not a lower low, lower high, lower low on the 4-hour time frame when you're looking at market structure. Now again, when you're looking at points of interest, yeah, it's a point of interest because it's the last high that was made before the push, 100%. But it's not something that I'm gonna mark and be like, yeah, this is the 4-hour lower high. Like that doesn't even make sense. Because if we say that this is a lower high here, then we have to say that this is lower high, lower low, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower. Like at that point, we're marking up structure on the 4-hour time frame. When realistically speaking, what we're marking up, as you can see here, is really just internal 30-minute structure. Right. So that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, because I will say that is a lot. Because like he takes a lot of trades type shit compared to us.
Yeah.
But like it's just like we have other shit going on. Not saying that he don't, but like he got a lot of time on his hands. I'm like, off like especially if I'm really considering me going back to school to play sports, like how we trade would be best for me. Because nigga, like I could just take a trade, go to class, all that shit, be inside, and like just know that this shit gonna hit TP.
Right, exactly.
And like be chilling type shit. Compared to me having to sit there, babysit. I'm inside like the fucking weight room. I go check my phone. No, that's yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, like, you don't need to take 500 trades a month. Again, like, I don't speak about my profits in public. I really don't. That's not who I am. But again, I haven't taken a trade. The last trade that I took was what, August 27th?
Yeah.
Up until this week.
Yeah, it's been a month.
And I'm fucking chilling. Yeah. I'm chilling because the TPs that are hit, they're hit. Like, one TP sets me up for a good time. Like, I'm comfortable with it. Like, one trade just to put it in perspective, the first trade I took, that clears any paycheck I've ever received working a regular fucking job.
Cool.
So it's like, I'm cool with that. And that's just how trading is supposed to be. Because again, at least for me, it was always built in my head that, listen, right now it seems like you're not doing shit because you don't have an account size that makes your profits feel good. If you're taking trades on a bullshit, not a bullshit account, but a low account balance, you're only hitting TP and it's gonna be $50, $100. It doesn't feel like shit because there's no, as an adult, what bill is less than $100?
Shit.
Ain't shit. Your gas.
Shit, you can't even think about it.
Ain't shit. There's nothing as an adult. There's nothing that costs less than $100, except for gas. Depends on what state and what car you drive.
Food, but shit.
We don't even gotta speak about food. Like that's what I'm saying. You go to the supermarket. If you buy food for the week here in the States, it's gonna be $120, $150. Depends what you eat too. If you eat meat,
Nigga,
you know you're dropping more than 100.
yeah, bro. That's crazy.
So you see what I'm trying to say? So my mindset wasn't, again, my mindset is completely different. Like, I don't care about taking 500 trades because, again, I understood that I was going to reach a point in trading where one trade is going to pay off what I need to pay. Like, again,
Exactly.
I'm not here to buy a Lambo. I'm not here to say that I make more money than Q Banks and TJR. Like, I don't care for none of that. Like, if that's the lifestyle they want to live, cool. I'm just trying to be comfortable. I'm just trying to wake up and do whatever the fuck I want to do for the rest of my life.
Exactly.
So it's like I don't need a million. I don't need 500 million. I don't need 300 million. I don't need a Bugatti. I don't need none of that. Yo, like I'm cool driving my 2014 car that still takes me to point A to point B. Yeah, you might look better in your Lambo. We drive the same distance. My fucking car got me to the same place, yo. Your $500 designer shoes, I'm gonna wear my same. Well, I can't talk about shoes, but anything else, clothing wise, like yo, I don't care about none of that. Like I'm not here trying to go to the mall and fucking $1,000 worth of bullshit that's gonna lose value in 2 weeks. Like you put it in the wash and that's it. You can't use it anymore because that black shirt that you got doesn't look black anymore. You've overused it. Then you gotta go buy another $500 black shirt. Like that shit's crazy to me.
$500 shirt is fucking crazy,
So
bro.
that's really what it is. Like I'm not, I don't know, I don't know how else to really say that. Like there's so many, you don't understand how many fucking messages I get. Yo, people like, oh, you only take 2 trades. Like, all right, yo, like how many trades you've taken? Let me see your profits. Like, yo, you're on trade 7,000 for the year. I'm on trade 37, and I've made more profits in 3 trades than you have taken 7,000 trades. So
Not
it's
even
like
the profits, but like the risk to reward and like adding everything up and stuff like that is probably 3, 4, 5 times that. Like it's
more,
just
100 times.
like and like the fact that you didn't lose. Like, bro, if you were to take $1 million account, still take those exact same trades, bro.
Yo, people don't fucking
Like
get it. People don't get it. What's good, Albert? Welcome, my brother. I'm late. It's all good. I feel you, bro.
that's
Preach.
why,
Yes,
man,
sir.
you can't do all the propaganda and shit, bro. You just gotta, man, just keep being yourself, man. And that's why I was just asking you about it and stuff like that, because I ain't wanna like, yeah.
Nah, like I said, it's not a bad way to market. Again, it's not a bad way to market. It's just more of an aggressive approach.
Yeah, because I mean, because I, I feel like when you have times on the charts, like you could see it without even having to mark it up, like,
Right.
and yeah. So I mean, it's clear as day, honestly. But
Yeah. And again, like all the rules make sense. Like why? Like there's just so many things just here on the chart. Like yo, why am I not really interested in this area? Because, or let's say this: why was I really interested in this area at one point? Is because we have the 800 EMA.
all right,
That's number one. Number two is because we have the change of character. It's not a break yet. So again, could price reverse in this area? Absolutely. But when we're looking at price action and when we're looking at candlestick analysis and we're looking at how the lower time frame is reacting, does it look like price wants to go up right now? No.
well,
Right? Like even with this break, right? Even with this break, what did price give us? It gave us an exhaustion candle.
yeah.
If you go to the
I'm
internal time frame, what did it give us? A shoulder head shoulder. Like there's not like it's really not rocket science. It's just really about how much information do you have on the chart. And it's like what you said, it all comes with experience. It all comes with chart vision. Like, he still has it all marked with the trend lines and he could clown me on. Oh, you don't have it. Yo, cool. Like all the drawings I have on my chart, I don't fucking need to add another set of drawings on my chart. Like I draw it out with the highlighter, I draw it out with the marker tool, I draw it out with the trend lines. Like I don't need to have all that bullshit trend lines everywhere on my chart, yo. That shit's gonna look mad fucking clustered. I'm good with that. Now, in the beginning, when we were learning about structure, absolutely, fucking add your lines because if that's the only way you're gonna be able to see it, right? It's like what we've always said. Like, all these things on your charts are just training wheels, and then after a point, you don't need the training wheels no more.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna say this as well. He's only on his charts what, 4 months out of the year?
Really?
You've seen it. He just got back on his charts. He was
Cause
on
like
he was on the charts in January and February. We haven't seen him until fucking this month. So 2 months, January and February, and then he got back in the beginning pretty much, let's say, the end of September.
So like, does he do that on a normal type shit? Like he just trade Q1 and Q4?
I wouldn't really say Q1. I mean, in technicality, yes, that's what he's been doing for the last couple years, but it's not really because it's Q1, Q4, but just because that's just what his schedule's like. March is our birthdays. He's chilling. Then comes his sister's birthday, and then comes the baby's birthday, and then comes his dad's birthday, and then he's in the States instead of being back at home, and he just doesn't have really the time to be on the chart like that. He's on the move. So realistically speaking, like yeah, I mean we could say yeah Q1, Q4, but it's just really about the time and the accessibility that he has on the charts. But again, that's the reason, another reason why he's an aggressive trader, because technically speaking, he needs to look for more trades than we do because I'm on the charts 365 days out of the year. So.
Which makes sense. Yeah.
But again, I don't want to make it seem like he's doing something wrong. It's not wrong. It's just, again, I trade more calmly than he does. But do we look at the same thing? Of course. Yo, again, I learned from him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything that he has on his chart, I have it and I see it. I might not mark it, but it's obviously here. Like, the same high that you talked, like, it's here. I have it marked.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not gonna mark it up in a way where I'm gonna start confusing myself and take a bullshit trade because of whatever reason. Like like I'm not trying to take a trade and have to close early because it rejected highs. Like no, I'm trying to take my trades after price gives me all the confirmations I need to see, so I know that price is gonna go into my TP. Right? It's like the same example with US oil. Like why was I okay with holding it through the session? Because price already gave me all the confirmations I needed to see to take the trade. Place my TP, place my stop loss, cool. I'm gonna let price do what it has to do. Straight to TP as soon as the market opened for today. So it's like, yo, I don't need to babysit shit. I don't need to be on the chart because I know that price is gonna. I know, like people don't understand. Like yo, I know price is gonna hit TP every single time I press buy or sell. I know it is because all my rules are being played out. Now, if there's a trade that I take, aggressive trade that I take, that's not following 100% of my rules, best believe I'll be babysitting that trade. But again, I'm not on my computer 24 hours in a day. I don't want to be. That's not what I want to trade. That's not what I wanted to do when it comes to trading. I didn't want to be on my charts for 16 hours a day, especially after I take a trade.
Yeah. So I definitely think that if all goes as planned type stuff, that this would be great for me as well. Just man, not having to be on the damn charts all the damn time. Cause that was something like I was thinking about, like, bro, do I really want this lifestyle? So I'm like, just on the charts all fucking day, no. And then it's like I'm taking bullshit losses that I don't really have to. Like, this was before I had got before I had came to you and stuff like that. Like, I'll have wins, but like, I'm the type where like I don't really like losing, bro. Like, I don't really like losing, man. And I'm like, there has to be like a reason as to like why. And I just wasn't really getting that from bro. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, man. Say it all worked out in the end, man.
All it takes is time, man. It's time and the knowledge that you put into it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Once you got everything, that's it, yo.
This shit just keep dumping, bro. Fucking you. Fucking you.
Going into US 30. Albert, if you have any questions, let me know, my brother. Emmanuel, let me know if you're still in here as well. My bad, I know we took a little detour, but I got you with UJ if you're still in here. So US 30 daily time frame. Once again, this is a pair that currently I'm just taking a step back in, so I'm not gonna do a crazy breakdown. We're still in peak high territory, trading at the higher high. 4-hour time frame, again, we could still see price giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, price coming back down into a higher low. On the 4-hour time frame as well, price gave us a 4-hour engulfing candle going long. So we're going to mark this up real quick just so we can have it on the chart. And again, very similar to almost every single pair on our list for this week, we had a gap at the bottom of the market that during Asia session I was up. I'm like, I'm not taking this shit during Asia session. I should have done it. Straight to TP. Right? Went down, filled the gap, and as soon as we filled that gap up, gave us those exhaustion candles at the bottom, came right back up to the top side. So for right now, we have 2 days of rise. We're still on an uptrend. Could we expect a 372 from US 30? It could happen. Once again, it could happen. But I am not trading US 30 right now. Unless something is crystal clean, crystal clear, I'm not going to be trading US 30. Very similar to gold, man. We're in peak high territory. I'm not going to mess with that. With USD CAD, we're waiting to see if this daily time frame wanted to give us the break of the zone of consolidation that we have marked. Right, so again, overall with USD CAD, we are still on an uptrend. Right. However, when we're looking at the market maker's pattern, we can see that the market maker's pattern has already been completed when it comes to the 3 pushes, when it comes to reaching our previous peak highs. Everything makes sense, right? Once we reach our previous peak highs, we started the downtrend, but we are still trading from higher high, higher low, higher high. So could price, even though price already reached our previous peak highs, could price continue higher? Of course, right? So understanding that these pushes to the bottom that we could see on the market, this could be the inducement to continue the pushes to the top side. That's what we'll be waiting for. Our first confirmation that price is going to turn around was if price gave us a valid break of these highs. And did we get the valid break? We had a testing candle, testing candle, testing candle. This green candle gave us the confirmed break of the zone of consolidation. So currently for USD CAD, we are still on an uptrend. We had 3 weeks of rise this week. Not expecting price to continue to push to the top side because after 3 weeks, we're expecting price to move sideways or go down. But again, we had a gap in the beginning of the week last week that resets the trend. So could we continue? And we had a gap this week as well. So again, could we continue to see price push to the top side? Absolutely. On the 30-minute time frame, we could still see price trending to the top side, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, back up into these higher highs. We also have 2 days of rise, right? Unless today finished on a no net. Nope, we have 2 days of rise. Could we be looking for a 372 back to the top side again? It could happen. So we're going to be patient here when it comes with US 30, or I'm sorry, with USD CAD. If it gives us another internal confirmation to continue that push to the top side, then we'll start looking to take those trades. And I'll update the 30-minute highs and 4-hour highs in tomorrow's session. Well, we'll do it in tomorrow's session because a 4-hour high, we still don't have a set high yet, so we'll be patient with it. Can we take a look at the daily time frame of US 30 market structure and zones of consolidation? Yeah, so with US 30, I'll be looking to mark up my chart for US 30. I wouldn't recommend it, Albert. I'm just gonna say this off rip. I wouldn't recommend. Again, for the starting traders, people who haven't been trading for a long time, or at least also traders who aren't profitable yet on the smaller pairs, I wouldn't recommend to really touch US 30. Very similar to gold, Bitcoin, and oil. Why? Because the number one thing is, yes, we still have the market maker's pattern on US 30, but understand that US 30 is, in other words, US 30 is a government-based entity, meaning that price could do whatever it wants to do. US 30, and I'm not the first person to say this, Q Banks was one of the first people I've heard say this, right? US 30 is a pair that you have to graduate to. The best pair to trade to see if you're ready to start trading US 30, the best pair to go to is GBPJPY. But again, I wouldn't recommend you to update or even touch US 30 until you're profitable trading the bigger Forex or foreign currency pairs. Again, the bigger pairs like GJ, USD CAD is a good one, Euro USD is a good one. If you want to go to GU, GU is a good one too. But I wouldn't recommend looking or marking up US30. But US30 is pretty simple, right? US30, we had the first push to the top side. We have the first zone of consolidation on or under the 800 EMA, and in this case we were on the 800. Then we have push number 2 to the top side, right? Then we had the second zone of consolidation, which was here, pretty much a little trap falls real, and we're currently in that push number 3 in peak high territory already. We're at the highest point in the market. That's pretty much it when it comes to that. Going over the pairs that had the gaps, was there any opportunities that didn't have? Shit, was crystal clear, was always one rule missing from last night. Yeah, when it comes to like those that moved super early, not really. It didn't really give us any entry. You know, I'm lying. Did it give us aggressive entries? Yes. And the aggressive entries were really the bounces off the EMAs. Right, so there was a few pairs that bounced off, you know, level 3 were off the 50 EMA, level 2 were on the 200 EMA. So we did have some minor opportunities, but very aggressive opportunities to get into those trades yesterday. For example, like GCAD, right? Well, GCAD is an example of that, right? An aggressive trade on the internal time frame on the 5-minute, right? Bounce off the 50 EMA, but regardless, this wouldn't have been a trade we would have been able to catch anyway, because the entry was given as soon as the market opened. So the fact that entry was given as soon as the market's open, spreads are super crazy at that time, right? So realistically speaking, GCAD was not a pair that gave us a nice entry. Thanks for the heads up. No problem, Albert. Right, and then like what we talked about as well, right? The fact that we're in the middle of the zone is just really not the best spot to look for a trade. But the biggest reason as to why GCAD wasn't really a good pair to look at, or I wouldn't even say a good pair, just it wasn't really possible to trade it, is because of the spreads on the account as soon as the market's open. So it wouldn't really have even given us an opportunity to take that trade, realistically speaking, when we're looking at the bounces off the 50. Now, could we have gotten an entry up here? Yeah, but again, I'm looking for a 372. The 372, I'm only looking to catch price to make us a new high. So if we didn't enter down here, right, which down here would have really given us 28 pips, right, and we were to enter over here somewhere, right, before price had given us his third push, right, we go from, you know, a potential 28 pips to only looking to catch 5 pips, which I'm not gonna enter a trade to only catch 5 pips. That doesn't even make any sense. But there was like a handful of trades. There was a handful of pairs that did give us like nice opportunities, right? Like USD ZAR, bounce off the 50 EMA, right, on the 800 EMA as well, straight up to TP into that gap. So again, there was nice opportunities to take the trade. It's just number one, whether or not you're on the chart at this time, and whether we had the bounces off the EMAs. But when it comes to like the engulfing candles, no, these were just all aggressive trades. And for USD ZAR, we're looking for the break of structure to be given before we take the trade. So I'll be looking for price to give me a valid break of these highs before I start looking to take trades on USD ZAR. Gold is another one like US30. I'm not trading it, so I'm just going to keep this updated. I'm not going to update the daily or the 30-minute highs just yet. We have 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down. Price gave us a nice engulfing candle going short. It tapped into it. As soon as it tapped into it, you can see that now price is starting a little downtrend formation on gold. So we'll be patient with gold. Bitcoin is another one that I'm not trading, so we could just skip over this one real quick, but we have a day of drop. For oil, we'll go over this one since this was the trade that we took yesterday going into today's session. So again, oil, we know that we're overall in a downtrend, right? We're in level 2 on a downtrend. We have push 1, first zone consolidation. We had the break of structure, lower low. We had the lower high. Then we were just looking for continuations from the lower high to go back into these lower lows down here. So going into the 30-minute time frame, we were looking for the continuations. The continuations again is when price gives you the change of character and it gives you a valid break. Price gave us a beautiful break of structure It gave us a retest of the 15-minute engulfing candle, and once again, since yesterday was a federal holiday, we understood that price wasn't going to move. It was just going to consolidate